Hey, good afternoon everyone. This is Ed from Stencil1 and this is Make It Mondays, video 5, my 5th one in the series. I'll be doing it every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and then we post all our videos to our YouTube channel. So I am going to not chat that much. I'm going to get right into some projects. I do want to thank you for some very nice comments on the last videos we've posted, and some people have asked who have watched it later on YouTube where they can buy the stencils that we're using in all our projects, and the answer is Stencil1.com. So that is our company, Stencil1, and all the stencils we use are available on our website, Stencil1.com. Now, I've been going crazy with Halloween projects because I love Halloween and we're like a month away. So I'm showing you stuff for kids, stuff for a tasteful adult Halloween party. And now I'm getting into, today I'm going to do more Halloween stuff, but I'm also going to do some fall decor projects. And I'm going to be using one of my favorite designs, and it seems like people are liking it. I'm seeing a lot of projects online using our antler deer stencil, and this is one of my favorite guys here. Buck, stag, antler deer, whatever you want to call him. I stenciled him on this like simple piece of wood. Oh, there's a turntable in the back, but anyway, yeah, this wood, I got it online, but I think they sell it at all craft stores for you to do projects on. I thought it would be fun to see, it's like 12 by 12. I thought it would be fun to cover a whole wall with these panels of different designs on them. But anyway, I'll show you how to get this really clear, let's see, very crisp design painting with our stencils. And I'm going to do some, there's another deer. Then I'm going to do some Halloween pumpkin projects. Finally, I could get some real pumpkins. I was waiting. I have some fake ones and some real ones, and I'll show you some cool, crazy stuff I've been doing with those. And what else do I got back here? 2 pumpkin projects and the wood project. So I'm gonna go over that way and flip the camera around and start. I hope you don't mind while we flip this around and okay, get some light on the subject here. Alright, now I'll bring the deer over here. You see he's really crisp and clean, and you can even see the wood grain through the paint. That's how little paint you need to use. You got to go really thin to get this crisp design. You see, you want the like eyeballs to come out really sweet. And that's the neutral, simple version. And then here's a more colorful version. You know, it's up to you. You can use any color paint you want when you're stenciling. And I was thinking like, wow, there's so many choices of wood, and this slab of wood I think will look great with the deer. See that? It's like still got the bark on it. I got this at an art supply store, and they also have these birch ones that I love that I've used in other projects, like here's the bat stenciled on birch, which I think makes really cool decor. So we'll move this over. They also have these wood panels that I did this sugar skull on, also available at art supply stores. And then I found this bark in a forest, and it's birch bark, and I thought that would also make a really cool mixed media piece with a deer stenciled on it. But I'm not doing that today. I'll do that next time maybe. But I'm going to stencil on this nice natural piece of wood. So let me get the camera set up on the tripod so that I can get my hands free to paint. Yes, thank you. So, what you need, you need some acrylic paint that's on a paper plate, a stencil brush, and in this case, choose your piece of wood. This is unfinished, and I think the deer will look really, really cool on this. Now, here's the deer stencil used. I used it when I painted the deer in red, so you can get a good sense of the design here. And there's little parts riding up because I've used the stencil a lot, and people have asked me, okay, my stencil bent a little. Well, you can bend it back and also put some spray mount on the back of your stencil. Make sure it's the repositionable one. We sell this on our website, and this will assure that it holds down nicely, but that it doesn't get glued to the wood. So I'm just going to spray this on the back of the stencil, but I'm going to do it off camera, so just hold on one sec. So the back is all sticky, and I made sure to spray all these little bits, see, because we want those to hold down nicely. I'm letting it dry like a little bit, just get a little tacky. This way it'll hold nicely. So now I will place it. I want the deer to be centered on the wood. That looks like a good place. I'm gonna get a little, how's that? Good. Alright. Oh, first, so the pieces, now you can push them down with your hand. All the little details that we want to show. And there are, like, look at this little piece of plastic. You want it to hold down nicely. You want the eyeball. You just want all that detail stuck to the wood so that we get a really clean design. So, stenciling, I always say it, dry brush technique. What does that mean? It means you don't dip into your paint and then go start painting, because this is like way too much paint on this brush. So you dry it off a lot, like more. Okay, so that's probably good, as much as you can get off. It's better to build up layers and start in your larger areas, the open areas of the stencil. One more thing, take a piece of tape. If the design is close to the edge and you don't want to color outside of the stencil, just put a piece of tape. Okay, so I'm gonna start here. I'm sort of tapping, right? And I'm, whoops, it's rocking around because I have it propped up to show you, but it's so little paint on here that I'm pushing to get it off. And you can also swirl like this and tap it. You're pushing down the stencil design so that you get that clean edge of your design. You don't want to ride under the stencil. And just don't dip for more paint until you're completely dried out of paint on here. So I love painting wood. It's very absorbent and takes the paint nicely. Now you could go for a burnished look. You see here it's kind of not quite filled in, and it might have a nice rustic look, or you could go really solid. So, and also I like to paint over here sometimes. See, like, oh, that's too much paint on my brush. I could take it off on the outside of the stencil design area. So this face is the part that has the most detail. So that's where I want to definitely tap and go light definitely tapping up and down will get you a really clean result. I don't like that burnished look. I like it to look filled in this case. So now what I always do when I post a video to Facebook is under this video you'll see a lot of links on other ways to use this stencil on our website, step-by-step photos of what I'm doing now, and I put up other things, like we're having a sale right now, so I put up that code. Anything related to the video, you'll see posts about it as well under the video. So I am filling this in. And for these like longer areas, you can do like a brushing motion in the direction of the cut, just to get it filled in nicely. And you want the points of the deer, the antlers, to come out. You want to fill it all in. So, and then as my brush gets less and less paint on it, then I'm comfortable with doing the facial area. So sometimes you might want to build up 2 layers on here, let one layer dry, and then do another. For this purpose, I'm going to do 1 layer and then show you the results. I want to make sure it's all filled in. Okay. Now I'm using, this is an acrylic paint for wood, which is fine, and you can seal your design with a spray adhesive if you like. I just keep mine unfinished. So, okay. You don't have to wait for it to dry. You can just peel it off. So get rid of this piece of tape, and then carefully lift off your stencil. I used a lot of glue. But that's okay, because there, it all came off. I mean, come on, that's awesome. This is like a great, and there is a little, I don't know if you could see, I could make it show, maybe get the light on it. There's a little glue residue there, but that'll dry up and you could peel it off, which is great. So check that out, like that's just ready to go fall decor. These pieces of wood can be hung, and or it could be, yeah, I think hanging it would look great. So that's your DIY wood fall deer project. I'll add it to the other deers here, and so I'll show you that. There's your, well, you've got your colorful deer versus your woodsy deer. And now I'm going to show you pumpkin project, which I haven't done yet because I've been waiting for pumpkins to come in season. So here's the bat stencil that I did on wood as well. So now, kind of obsessed with white pumpkins. I'm seeing a lot of nice posts about black and white Halloween theme, which I just love it. It looks really cool and graphic, and so this is here's the used bat stencil. See there, and that's how I did this, and I'll do it again for you on another pumpkin, and then we're going to do more pumpkin projects, which are really cool. So, all right, how did I do this? Because we want it to come out again pretty detailed. And it's a curved surface, but the stencils curve around the surface nicely, but I'll show you how you do it step by step. So let me get another pumpkin here, and I will pick the best place for it, I guess here. Now again, you want to use this spray adhesive on the back of the stencil, so you really want to get all the details. And you should do this in a ventilated area by a window. I'm just moving along quickly for purposes of being on camera. Now, I let it get tacky. You should really let it dry like 30 seconds at least. And you're going to need some tape as well. Some like masking tape is fine. And yeah, see, it's really nice and tacky now. So, okay, curved surface. So I'm going to place the bat where I want it, let's say here, and see how it's adhered here, but not here and here, and that's okay, because you're going to paint this section in first, then you're going to roll the stencil, hold it on firmly over here, and you could use a piece of tape, and then do the wing. Then you're going to roll the other way and do this side. So you're really just doing it in parts, so that, because it's not that easy to wrap this down and make it lay flat. It just doesn't want to do that all at once. So just think of yourself as doing the body of the bat, the one wing, then the other wing. And that goes for any design. Just do it in sections and roll it around. But what I'm doing is I'm just concerned about this area, so I want it to lay as flat as I can get it. And I put some acrylic paint on a paper plate, and again, stencil brush. And this, I mean, pumpkins are a little slick, so you really want to go dry as you can. And it's a little stencil, so you really have to use very little paint. Alright, so I'm going to go for the body and then the face. See that, right? Okay. Definitely patience is key, and you're doing a tapping motion, and I would say, I'm going to show you what's happening here. See, it's like getting cloudy and filled in there, but I would say you do that, let it dry, and then do some more. So you just don't want to fill it in and make it look really dark all at once. This one you got to build up, but it's okay. You sit down, you paint some pumpkins with some friends or the kids, like just it's a nice calming project. So I can get away with holding this part down here. It's a lot of holding it down. See? Get the light in there better. Tapping away. And then I can see it already drying because we went so light. And if you had a little hair dryer, you could dry it some more, and then go over it again. Again, make sure everything's held down nicely. It's popping up, see? But that's alright, you just push it back down. Fill in the body. And then you move on. You move this direction. So you can't be greedy and go, oh, I want to do the whole wing. You could do it in parts. So this part's holding down nicely, so I'll do the next section, filling it in. And then you'll notice that the stencil starts to lift on the left. That's okay, because you want it down on the right. Okay, and then I could go for this area, and I could tape it to there. See that? Okay. And I could fill in this area. So half my bat's already done. And these stencils are 6 inches tall, almost 6 inches wide. So finding pumpkins that are, you know, about that size would be a nice canvas for this size of stencil. And then we have the bigger stencils in 8.5 by 11. So if you have a tall pumpkin, that would be the right size stencil for the taller pumpkins. Okay. So filling it in. Okay. Now I can go back this way. I could add more to the body if I think it was too light. And then I can start, you know, this is gonna pop off over here. And that's cool, because we want it, you're like rolling the stencil around the pumpkin. It's easy once you get used to it, that you just aren't doing it all at once, you're doing it in parts. Unless you've got somehow a really flat pumpkin. So now I'm doing the other side, and see, I want this, all the details to show. So I'm holding it down, painting it in. Again, so this next section of the wing, holding it down. The next thing I'm going to show you is even more kid-friendly, so you'll see, like, super easy, fun stuff. But this isn't that hard once you get used to it. Now I could tape this down here too, which I should do. There we go. Okay. Now I would let this dry and then I would do another layer, but I think you're getting the idea that you roll the stencil around and do it in parts to achieve that curved surface, painting a curved surface. So let's see how we did. I mean, there he is. That's good. Now we have two bat pumpkins. And remember, you could flip the stencil if you want the bats to fly towards each other, but I think these would look, I mean, people are going to say, how the heck did you get that bat on there and get it so clean? So that's the trick. You just roll the stencil around the curved surfaces and take your time. Let's get a nice shot of that. Ta-da! So now, super cute, fun craziness. Let me get these out of the way and get the next project up. Check this out. So I'm just going to bring them right in. One pumpkin is fake. This one. I'm going to get, let's get a clear shot here. Okay. And this pumpkin's real. Okay. I'm going to move my camera so you can see these better. Okay. These are what I'm calling my Tim Burton pumpkins. And the stems, if you notice on some pumpkins, are just kind of straight up, just. So I think what would be fun is to create these whimsical. Let me put a big pumpkin behind here for some, so you can really see the. So you can see the stems. Okay, I was going for this total like Tim Burton stem thing with this. This is clay, and I have two different kinds of clay I bought at the store, and I'll tell you the differences and the brands even to use these. So so rather than have this green stalk just sticking up, you can give it this whole insane look of like this wicked pumpkin with this clay stem that's all like twisted and crazy. So I purchased, oh, and this is a plastic pumpkin from Michael's, which they obviously cast real pumpkins and did a nice job. And I mean, these are great for kids because, I mean, this sort of is resembling a witch's hat, so you know, give your kids some markers and they can just go crazy on this pumpkin drawing a witch's face. Or this is like, can be a centerpiece. A bunch of these would look really cool. So I'll show you how I did it, and the things I bought for it. So I was looking for the clay that I've used in the past, which is this Sculpey, and this has to be, once you shape it, it has to be put in the oven to harden. And so that's that brand. And then this one by Crayola is called Model Magic, and it's more, I guess I would say, airy. And you can keep using this, and then it dries in the air in 3 days. So I made this one a day and a half ago, and I love this. And it's definitely getting stiffer, and probably in 2 more days it'll be, they said it's paintable, it'll be hard like a clay project. So this, you just like, and it's kid safe, it's Crayola stuff, so you just let the kids make what they want with it and then put it on the pumpkin. And I mean, I'm dying to put a witch's face or something on this pumpkin. And I was also thinking, well, I'll show you how I did this one first. Okay, so this is with the Sculpey, and go down here a little. I basically just rolled it out. You know, you squish it to its malleable and make it have a thicker base, and then roll out the top like this till it gets skinny. And you could go crazy with this project. Do you want it to be like curvy on top? Do you want it to be looking like just like a witch's hat? You know, do you want it to look super organic? You could paint it, and I suppose if it hardens, you could even, you know, use it to like hang pumpkins with. So anyway, here's like the starting point is making it go from thick to thin, and then on these natural pumpkins, I'm placing it right over the existing stem, and then creating this organic shape with my fingers, just pushing it down along here. Now, then, I guess let's pull this in here as a backdrop. Then you can start, like, how are you going to shape your top? Like, are you going to make it super curvy and let it dry, harden like with a curve to it, or what I was doing was twisting them and giving it this like really wicked twisted look to it. I mean, this is just fun, and you get your hands into the clay. It's just a great project. So now with this Sculpey brand, this, you have to take this off and put it in the oven according to their instructions, and then it'll become hard like a marble, and then you can glue it back into the place of how you designed it. So that's how I did. I mean, imagine a bunch of these though on a table. This would look like insane and cool. I like this like curve thing happening. So that, and then you could also paint these with like, I'm seeing a lot of like harlequin and stripes and diamonds. You could get like glam with it or not. And so with the Crayola brand one, what I started to do was flatten out the clay, the model magic they call it, and you can use a roller or spatula, something to get it flat, but and probably I was using a piece of Mylar, so that I could lift it off the table easily. But the point I wanted to make was you can also cut shapes with this, and I did cut out, I traced a stencil and cut out a shape with it, but you can cut out like the shape of a jack-o'-lantern, like his eyes, right? And you can squish it on your pumpkin to harden like this. I mean, the kids, this is a great kids project because they could just like make something insane, and so on, cut out the mouth. So I think this would be super cute. And I love a no-cut pumpkin project because carving, I love carved pumpkin, but it's, you know, they rot, and I really like thinking of how to paint pumpkins and other ways to cut it. So then, you know, you put a mouth, well, that's a huge mouth, etc. So, oh, and I did cut out this shape of a bird with the clay, and I'm waiting for it to harden on the pumpkin, and then I can make sure it gets glued on the pumpkin properly and then paint it a more jet black. But you see it has a dimensional vibe to it, and then I could put one of those stems coming off here. So there's going to be a whole collection of black and white going on. And then if you saw our video last time, I made these black and white bags. I added some orange. So that's these projects. So I love these crazy Tim Burton-esque pumpkins. So I hope you like these as well. And if you make some, please send us pictures to Stencil1. And this is the bat. My lighting is whack today, sorry about that. And that, and of course, our deer. And this deer, which I love. Okay. Thank you for watching Make It Mondays video number 5. If you have any questions, you can leave comments below on Facebook, and I'll get to those, as well as when we upload it to our YouTube channel, which is YouTube/Stencil1. All the stencils are on stencil1.com, and I really thank you for tuning into this and watching and all your nice comments. So I'll see you next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for Make It Mondays with probably more Halloween projects. Okay, thanks.